Polaris RZR off-road racing.
The Baja 1000, the king of all desert racing. For many, it's a lifelong dream to compete. For others, it's an obsession to win.
We've been racing for over 4 years now. We are getting ready for largest, most rough race of the year. This cannot be learned out in your house. You gotta be here out.
We got little guys like this from the ground up. This is like a holiday to them down here. This is their national sport.
One of the great things about the RZR platform is anybody can buy a RZR and with a little modification, go racing. Tom Longshore came all the way from Louisville, Kentucky with his sons to take on the challenge of the Baja 1000.
Tom Longshore from Louisville, Kentucky. For me, when I was 8 years old, I saw Wildwater Sports and I saw the first Baja 1000 that was televised. And at 8 years old, I said, I want to do that. We had 2 RZRs, and my son called me 2 years ago and says, Dad, I saw that they had UTVs in the Baja 1000. It was your dream since you were a little kid. Let's build one and let's go to the Baja 1000.
We decided let's look into racing the Baja 1000. So, did our research on the internet, made a bunch of phone calls, see what it would take. Last year we thought we were pretty prepared for the race, but you don't know until you get down here. And
I got to ride in the car through the night, the first night with my brother last year. I never heard of silt, never hit it before, and it was the most brutal thing I've ever done in my life.
After a full year of racing, the points championship came down to the final race. 3 teams were in the hunt.
There's only 3 points separating the top 3 guys in the class. On corrected points right now, we're leading by 1 point. The Murrays are in second, and Scott McFarland and his RZR are sitting in third. And we got to run a solid race. Hopefully we can edge those guys out and win a championship. That's what we're shooting for. These vehicles are tough. I think people are starting to realize that. We keep moving up in the overall standings every race. Brandon's going to run the first section, and then he's headed home. He's got a baby on the way. It could happen any day.
Wife's kind of a little nervous about me being down here with a little less cell phone reception, but hey, I'm in the points. I'm leading the points right now only by a couple points, and you got to stay on top of it.
Veteran teams like Lone Star, Jagged X, Cognito Motorsports, and UTV Inc. all came down to take on the Baja 1000.
Baja is a whole different ball game as far as terrain goes. We did our homework, we made our notes, we're going to go run a fast but safe pace.
Night's my favorite time. I love racing at night. I come from racing quads down here, and you focus a whole lot more at night. You're not eyes aren't wandering around looking at anything else.
You're just out there in the middle of nowhere, sitting there in a car waiting. It's freezing cold. You're trying to catch a couple hours of sleep in a car, but really you're waiting for the car. The excitement is kind of keeping you up, so you're barely in and out of sleep, and then all of a sudden the radio goes off and it's boom, time to go.
24 UTV race teams from around the United States, Canada, and Mexico would stage to take on the 2015 Baja 1000. A heated points battle had shaped up throughout the season between Brandon Schuler of Jagged X and the Murray brothers of Murray Motorsports. Each represent a manufacturer, both of which want the bragging rights. For Schuler, Jagged X, and Polaris, winning has become a part of who they are. The pressure was on them, and the Murrays knew it. Wes Miller, Johnny Engel, and Justin Lambert would make up the lead UTVs early on. Miller set a blistering pace, testing his machine and his endurance. Engel, who had assembled a young team of drivers to assist him, including Brandon Sims, wouldn't let Miller too far out of his sights. With UTVs not leaving the start in Ensenada until 1 p.m., that left racers only 4 hours of sunlight. It was up to them to cover as much ground as possible. Those who have challenged Baja know dust and darkness change the race. It separates the men from the boys. Racers dream of competing in Baja. Then the sun sets, and for many, those dreams slowly turn into nightmares. As racers fought their battles through the night, the race itself began to shape up. Terry Hui, with hot shoe driver Wayne Matlock, now behind the wheel, would use his experience in Baja to take his Terabit-sponsored RZR to the front. Schuler of Jagged X, Lambert of Cognito Motorsports, and Dan Fresh of OC Motorsports all piloted their RZRs through the night and made up the top 4 as the sun began to rise across the peninsula.
We're a little bit north of Portecitas. It's about 5:30 in the morning. We should have been in the car about an hour ago, but we had a transmission failure at race mile 440. Car was running great, better than ever, but that's Baja for you. You're not racing your competition, you're racing Baja.
Car just went by. It looks like we're physically in second place. We've had a pretty good run here all day with a couple little issues, but we have a pretty good run. Blake's in the car right now. I think he's going to try and run down the leader, and hopefully we can keep the car together and take it to the finish. We got a championship on the line here, so hopefully everything goes well for us.
We're number 1971, and we're just waiting on him to come into El Alamo pit right here. Wayne's on a mission out there. They took it easy in the very beginning of the race and to just turn it up and get going.
Many will tell you in a race like the 1000, the real race doesn't begin until the last 100 miles. As racers left their pits, they turned up the heat and ran the final 100 miles like it was the last miles they would ever race.
Terry Hui, named driver of 1971 Terabit Racing. We won class 19. Second time in the race, and this is great. I got a great team.
We just crossed the finish line at the 2015 Baja 1000. Unless something is desperately wrong out there, I'm pretty sure we sewed up the championship for the year. So I can't thank everybody enough. Our whole crew, all of our sponsors, our product sponsors, Polaris Industries, Walker Evans Shocks, Sparta Batteries, BF Goodrich, Jackson Motorsports, all our drivers. Our drivers are absolutely amazing. Everybody handed off the car in perfect condition.
This is the first time we've ever finished a Baja 1000 in the light, so that's pretty cool. I've come across the podium here in third place. Hopefully it sticks after the official rules come out. I'm tired. but it's awesome to finish. You know, we beat the heck out of this Polaris. It got us here in the finish. You know, looks like a third place. We tore it up pretty good.
Congratulations to Terry Hui and Wayne Matlock on their win at the 2015 Baja 1000 in their Terabit Racing Polaris RZR. Props to Brandon Schuler and the Jagged X Racing team for not only finishing in second, but for locking up the 2015 SCORE Season Championship, their second in 3 years at SCORE, and their 8th Pro UTV Championship as a team. On behalf of UTVUnderground.com, we want to thank and congratulate the Polaris RZR racing teams on a season well done. We will see you all next season right here on UTVUnderground.com.